Hello, everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. I am just setting up my tab for a minute because Ron's going to go and take a picture of that uh, door that I am painting the mural on. It is currently 22 degrees Celsius, feels like 28 with the humidex, which means it's 73 degrees Fahrenheit, feels like 82 with the humidex. And there's a level 7 air quality again today. Sunday and yesterday, it was beautiful. Or Saturday and Sunday, it was beautiful. Saturday, I painted all day, got a little bit of a sunburn. Yesterday, I went out in the afternoon and early evening and sat in the greenhouse because it was so beautiful out. Hi, Jan. Nice to see you. Today, the air is gone for nosedive again, and it's supposed to be lasting sometime until tomorrow. We're going to see what happens. All right. Today I thought we would do some stitching on scrap paper. Oh, I need my big overhead light on. I'll keep talking while you're while I'm here. Um, I want to do some stitching on scrap paper. I've done this many times. A lot of the time I just do it on paper hearts, and then I use it on cards, tags, whatever. This time I figured, let's do it on scrap. So you can use smaller strips, and it's easier to work on if you glue it down. Hi, Lisa, nice to see you. If you glue it down onto a bigger piece of paper, it gives you more to hold on. This is a really thin paper, right? That's that dictionary paper, so it's pretty flimsy, but it's still going to give enough meat that we can hold on to it and do some stitching. I glued this down on, this is a cookbook. The paper is pretty darn heavy. And, but again, I glue them down so I've got more to hold on to when I'm doing the stitching. All right. Thanks, honey. So this is the mural. It's pretty much the same as it was. I have changed the pink flowers a little bit. I still have the big dragon to finish off. I think I'm going to put a Bitsy bird in the corner here and maybe a feathered frenzied flocker up on top of the window. Of course, I haven't, you can see where I've touched up and where I have not touched up. So that's what I spent Saturday doing. I didn't do much on it yesterday. I did a little bit yesterday morning. I was doing the dark in between the leaves and the flowers, only to a certain point so that I could finish off when I'm done, when the air is clear again. And I need to be sitting on the ground. So anyway, that's the mural that I'm working on. My knotted door. Thanks, Jan. All right, so I've pulled out some different threads. Maybe I should grab this silly one here. This thread my sister gave to me. She has one of those fancy dancy embroidery machines, and this thread is like plastic. It is the nastiest stuff to try hand stitching with. Hey, Sherry, nice to see you. Oh, thanks, Lisa. The clown and the loon. Well, we don't know who's who, right, Jan? So we just used them both. So this is a plastic thread, and it is brutal, absolutely brutal. And yeah, but it works good if I mix it with another thread. Okay, so as I said, you can use smaller pieces. Just make sure that you glue it down onto a bigger piece so you've got something to hold on to. Also, I totally derailed here. Totally derailed. Hey, Andrea. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, no, I'm not fond of plastic thread either. I think she gave it to me because it buggered up her machine, pardon the language, but seriously. Hey, Carrie, welcome. So, Andrea, I don't know if it was you that was asking about the mural. This is my mural that I'm doing. You can see where I still need to touch up the dragon and all across the bottom here. So that's kind of what I spent Saturday doing. All right, so again, glue it down onto another piece of paper. The reason I glued these down prior to is I don't like running my needle through wet glue. I find it gets it gets a buildup on it, and then it doesn't punch nice or it doesn't stitch nice. So you need a bigger piece of paper, your scraps, variety of threads, needles, and something that you can use for poking holes to do your stitches prior to. So you kind of plan it out that little bit. So yeah, let's get started here. So again, I'm going to look for I like using a bigger needle because I can thread it easier. I guess I could have brought my needle threader over. See, this one's quite broad at the base, so that's going to leave quite big holes. It's okay if I'm using a heavier thread like the crochet cotton or something. We could start with that for sure, though. We'll just tuck those back in the jar. Have a piece of this variegated blue. So what are you guys up to today? I finished off the postcards. I backed them and they're ready to go. Okay, so I haven't really decided what exactly I'm going to do. You know, basically you can just do a running stitch down and it's going to be fine. You love getting old? Yeah, I know, the same way. So this is a variegated blue. It kind of looks white in some places. I'm going to just kind of do like a zigzag stitch down this strip of black. So I'm going to do, I'm not measuring. We're just going to be having fun. This is just a nice, quiet thing to do. You'll end up with a bunch of little bits that you can use on various things, tags, whatever. You know. So I always poke the holes first. I don't know how well you can see that. Can you see that? Looks like little dots, but it's holes. So I'm just going to tie a knot behind. All right, Lee. All right. Those of you who are interested in seeing what Lee's working on, because he's busy working, I will post his. I had it ready today. There's Lee's site channel. Hey, Monica, nice to see you. Just going to do some stitching on scrap bits. Just, to have something a little bit different and fun to add into journals. This is getting quite carried away here. I'm not managing to get my knots on top of each other. That's okay. Yeah, nicer textures. All right. So I got to show this off again. Monica. Oh, that just all fell on the floor under the desk. Not good. This is the mural I'm working on my knotted door on the garage. So that's like 9 feet by 7 feet or something like that. Maybe even 8 feet. I don't know. Anyway, it's big. It's like a big garage door. So you can see this poor dragon is the one that I'm still working on. Like, I haven't touched him up at all. But I've done the flowers and this baby dragon. I don't know how well you can see him, but yeah, so that's what I'm working on. That is my outside project. Okay, needle, threaded needle with a knot in it. I poked the holes in this little strip. So I always suggest you glue them down on another piece of paper, just due to the fact that it's easier to hold. Hey, Janet, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, I just glue little scraps of paper down. I don't have any rhyme or reason to the way I do it, but I just like having little bits that I can do. You know how that goes. Oh, good. Oh, that's good, Monica. It'll be nice to see you back online again. So, as I say, I'm just doing a zigzag. So I'm just going in one direction first, one side to the other. Janet, beautiful Janet. I stole one of your ideas. You were doing cards the other day. You posted some, and I stole one of your card ideas. I admit, I plagiarized. I copied you. I did. I copied you. I'll show you right away. Right away. All right, so I've got all the stitches. And you know what? They're not even, which is okay. Yeah, this one. I copied. Well, I semi-copied your idea. I put the paper down and I put Sudoku or number fill-ins in, and then I zigzagged, did like a corset stitch, and then put on this. I don't even know if that was a stamp or where this came from, but way back when, many years ago, this was when we were dipping our pages in beeswax to make them see-through, like translucent. But I've never used them because I could never figure out how to get them to stick down. Yeah. So I used double-sided tape to hold that down. But this double piece with the numbers between, I really liked that. I really liked that idea. So I stole it. I did. I'm bad. I admit it. All right. Now we're going to go back the other way. Now we're going back the other way. Thank you. Oh, you've got organization? I'm so jealous. So jealous. Seriously. So I'm just doing like a zigzag, hand stitch zigzag. Now that could be used in a cluster. That could be used on whatever your heart desires. That makes you feel good? Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. I do not have your skill at dyeing papers. My word, people. Janet doesn't normally post you're editing your vlog. Okay. I posted Lee's channel. Janet, you don't normally post videos, do you? Like just basically on Facebook? I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I've got one done. Now, I could have gone on all those little holes and done French knots or whatever we wanted. Janet, Do you have a channel that I can post, or do you mainly just stick with Facebook? I think we had this conversation. I think Carol said something the other day. You've not yet made a video, but you post on Facebook, yes? You've got a group on Facebook, don't you? Whatever. So I didn't get the knots quite tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a drop of glue and put it on the bottom here just to hold things in place. No videos on your channel, right? Yeah. But you do have a Facebook group, if I remember correctly. My memory is not the greatest at the moment. Sherry, can you possibly get Janet's group and post it? If Janet doesn't mind? Oh, fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy. Stop that. Come, come. Oh, why am I fuzzy? Here we go. It's because I've got a big white paper on my desk, maybe? There we go. Oh, yeah, it doesn't like that white, I think. Okay, so I've got that one done. Now this one, I was thinking that if I had one hole here and then kind of did like a spread out of just long stitches and maybe a French knot at the ends of them, it could be kind of fun. Janet, hun, can we post your group? What color do we want to use on that? I think I need something brighter. Maybe this yellow. It's pretty, even doubled. I think I need a embroidery floss on that. I think. Let's drag out the embroidery floss. Looking at all these sequins and things going, I should add some sequins. But I think that'll be another time. Janet, can we share your Facebook group? I think that's much better. I mean, it's not too much different, but because I'll be able to use 3 strands of this. And I do have my beeswax because I definitely needed it yesterday. I'm thinking that's going to be what's happening with this today as well. Yes? All right. Sherry, hun, can you post her group, please? Thank you. Post your channel too. You guys all post your channels if you're mods. I had Lee's ready to go because I was snooping today. See what he was up to. Do you remember doing this with embroidery floss? You got to hold one end and unravel it. I can mod your work account. I can mod you. Hang on. Hang on. There you go, hun. I moderated it, did you? All right. Sorry. I should have been more prepared. I had this planned. Teresa, are you hiding? Are you here, hun? I forgot to ask her how she was doing after her surgery. I think it was Teresa that wanted to see my door. I did have a walking tour of my yard last year before. What's that song? Devil in a Blue Dress? Monica's not a devil. She's a sweetheart. All right. We got the yellow thread done. And 3 strands, I think, will be enough that we can see it clearly on that background. Oh, you know what I didn't do with this? And I know right now that I'm going to run into trouble. I didn't beeswax it. Let's do that. You're a blue woman. There we go. Beeswaxed it. Should hopefully get no knots. All right. There we go. So, as I said, I think I want to do from there and kind of splaying out just a little bit. Oh, that's getting close to the edge. But that's okay. We're going to start with this and then decide if I want to do French knots at the end. Go in the next hole and go into the first hole. It's always nice to have these kinds of things sitting in your stash. You never know when you want to just add a little something different. I'm always looking for something different to add. And it's these little things that make people go, wow, they sewed on their book, you know? All right. So that's kind of just the way it is. Not sure I want to do French knots now, or maybe I should do them in another color. What do you guys think? See, this circle had just little wee hints of yellow in it. That's why I figured I'd go for the yellow. It's pretty much in the dark. So what if I use like a purple? There's that purple or maybe a red. And then I could do the French knots. I'm going to see if I can get a knot close. Not bad, not bad. What do you guys think? Should I do purple French knots or leave it as is? I can leave it as is. Yes, I can. So while I've got this yellow, let's add that somewhere else. As I say, this is a great way to use up little scraps. Now I can tear these off or rip them, cut them out, whatever I like, and just throw them on a page, throw them on a tag, throw them on a card. It's totally, I think I'm going to do like a really loose weaving on this one. And because it's so narrow, I'm getting too close to the edge, I can tell you right now. We'll deal with it though. I don't know if I've got enough thread to do all that. I do not. I will have to use a different thread for that. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I like sewing on paper. I really do. I've got this black circle here. I think I'm just going to do a bunch of French knots and a little bit of a cluster. We'll see. We'll see how well that works. We're going to do just a little cluster of French knots. And again, we all end up with all these silly scraps. Oh, see that knot pulled right through. Let's put another one under there. Or maybe I'll have to put a piece of tape to hold it down, which also works just fine. If I don't pull it tight, we'll be okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it down just a little bit and put a piece of tape on it. Not that big. Don't need that big a piece. Just to hold it in place. Yeah. And you know what? This is really kind of fun because you can just take a whole bunch of threads and a needle and go sit out in the sun and just stitch and not care, Let's see. Little yellow French knots. Oh, yeah. That's good. I'll do another one and then I will show you guys. And I like to wrap it 5 times because I figure if I'm going to the trouble making French knots, they better be visible. Kind of cute. I'll do the same thing with little scraps of fabric. I'll use beads and sequins and just do the same thing. Just, add a little bit, use them in clusters, use them tucked behind a corner. up in a corner. Just play, guys. Gotta just play. But I mean, serious. If that was a green piece and you did these little French knots so that it looked like a flower, or if you want to make it like a flower center, so you do a cluster of knots in the middle and then do almost like a satin stitch around, that's cute. We could do that. We could definitely do that. Show you what I mean. It's a good way to use up, like, so she who uses, very little bits of everything. But, this is breaking up my stash. I am using up my stash. Hi, Brenda. Nice to see you. I'm doing some Kim bits. I glued some scraps down. I'm just doing some stitching on them. And the reason I glue them down is so that I've got something better to hold on to than just little piddly bits. You know. Shelves for stuff. Nice. Nice. Did we post? We did post Janet VB's group up top. Sherry posted it here. It's not like StreamYard. I can't get that notification across the bottom. Watching at red lights. Cool. Drive safe. Janet has been posting some, I'm not sure if they're sunset or sunrise pictures. Beautiful. Over the trees. I guess it's her yard. I have so many big trees in my yard, I can't even see sunsets anymore. Oh, that one turned out a little bit loosey-goosey, but it's okay. See what I mean? We got a little bit of a loose thing here. Not sure if gently pulling threads will tighten it. Not sure. We're going to find out. Come on. We're trying this, guys. We're trying this. I chopped off all my nails today. No, didn't pull it tight, but that's okay. For a single stamp, $8. I don't know. I would really have to like the stamp to purchase it in the first place. I usually just buy those clear ones at Dollarama because I use paint, not ink. And, you know. All right. So this little bit of thread here is going to go in my jar over there to go on my scrappy ball that I'm working on. Or I could start a new one. Okay, so I am going to come back and put a little bit of glue on these knots. Yeah. I say I'm cheap. Anne always says, you're not cheap, you're frugal. I just try to do things for reasonable cost to show that anybody, no matter your budget, can create with what you've got. That's why I'm here. I don't think I own anything Tim Holtz. It's who I am. Like, I do purchase my acrylic inks. I spend a fair bit on my acrylic inks for my dip pen because I love them. Okay, so we've got 3 pieces done. Got this one with the little French knots. Got this one, and we've got that zigzag stitching. And this one I'm going to do a weaving on. I just have to decide. I need something that's going to stand out. See, I'm thinking this blue and that silly metallic plastic crap thread. You forgot the verb. Archival ink pads. Yeah. I've got, I don't know. You know, I think a lot of it you're paying for the name. I don't know how good this stuff really is. That orange is too close. I think I'm going to have to go with the blue. This blue. Let's do that blue. Red rubber quality. Oh, yeah. I know. $40. That's nuts. I'm sorry. I could buy how many stamps at Dollarama for $40? Instead, like, how, think about it. How often are you going to use those sentiments? I can't really say much because I do have some Stampin' Up stuff. But that was because a friend of mine was selling it, and half of them have never been used. Okay, so I got blue. Long piece of blue. Doubled. Yeah. Clutch your pearls and faint. Exactly. Like, I mean, I bought this at that M store. I don't mention the name. You know who I'm talking about. But because it says this, I can stamp that on every single back, like the back of every single journal. I can stamp it on, like, that's a quote that I love. But you can see it's well loved, and I use paint. And it's a red rubber stamp. All right. So, remember on last Tuesday, was it? I did that stitched weaving on when we did the prompts, right? So I'm going to do that on this skinny one using this blue sewing thread. Oh, that's right. Lee and Monica know each other. So I am going to tape down this end again, just due to the fact that, why? That knot will go through. So I'm going to stick that down. And then once it's glued, I think it'll be okay. It'll stay in place. I'm going to try not to get too caught up on absolutely everything on my desk. Are you off, Janet? Okay, take care. Thanks for coming. Lovely to see you, and I really appreciate all the inspiration you give me. And even though the one next to it also is in blue, they're not going to go on the same page when I'm working, or on the same anything that I'm working on. So I could have done the top row all in yellow if I so desired. But, you know, it's if you've got little hearts, I thought I had some on my desk. But, you know, you get little hearts, you glue them all down, add a few stitches to them. It takes it right to a next level. That was 20 years ago. She paid $30 for a stamp. Owie. Okay, so I've got the warp or the weft. Okay, anybody here weave? Is that the warp? I think that's the warp. So now we're going to do the weaving. I've got the holes already poked through, so we're just going to, and they're far enough apart that you'll see it, but you'll still see the background of the you'll see the okay. Just need to tighten this one up. Put it a little tighter. You thought she was nuts? You know, I just figure I really have to love something in order to pay that kind of money for it. I really, really do. Okay, so that one was over, under, over. This one's over. Nope. This one's under, 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 over, under, and through the hole. $30 stamps in them, yes. Okay. Okay. I have to admit, I paid $50 for a set of stamps. A 12 by 12 set of stamps. They were all text, and it's like a French newspaper. But sometimes you just need that text in the background. Okay, so that was over. This is under. Wow, I can't see very well. Over, under, over. Can you see the weaving happening? It's happening. It's slow, but it's happening. Hey, Teresa. Guess what? I got Ron to take a picture of the mural so I can show you. My dragon still needs doing and all down the bottom. Needs redoing, but it's coming along. It is coming along. Of course, my chickens and flamingo need doing, and I am going to add a couple of more critters to that. Thanks. How are you feeling? I forgot to ask you. Oh. Okay. It's over. That's under. This is under. Over. Under. And in the hole. You know what? I didn't ask my neighbors. The reason, are you getting better? Okay. Excellent. Good to hear. Really good to hear. Really, really good to hear. I did not ask my neighbors. if they would be offended if I painted a mural with dragons and gnomes on it. You have to remember I live in the Bible Belt, and this is kind of really not overly acceptable. But because we have winter so long in the year, I was thinking my neighbors would have something to look at other than white. Unfortunately, I can't see it unless I'm pulling into my driveway. I definitely think that's better than looking at snow. And it's cheerful when you pull into my driveway. Well, I think it is anyway. If I had a fence, I'd paint the fence fun too, but I do not have a fence. Uh, 2-inch body, 2-inch body, 1-inch head. Put it together however you like. That is for our wonky chunk swap. You know what? I don't mind the snow, but the first 2 months, not a problem. But I detest white. Like, I don't have any white walls in my house. Like, I have a couple of white door frames, but I don't, no, no, we don't do white because we have to look at it so many months of the year. If you know what I mean. Jan knows what I mean. She used to live here. I bet she doesn't miss it either. All right. So this one is over, under, over. One more row and this one will be done. That center one, for some reason, feels very loose. I keep pulling it, but it could be, once it's glued down, it'll stay in place, of course. But I have no idea what we're doing with this one. I'll be open to suggestions. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. So anyway, I did it so that the neighbors would at least have a spot of color. If you know, you know. Okay. That's over. Trying to decide what you're under. Okay, so now the center one goes over. So then we go under, over, under. Talking too much. Having to count. Pull things apart to see. All right. So we'll flip that over to the back. We'll take this piece of tape off. Yeah. We Snow up to the roof line here for sure. You lived in Michigan for 5 years, yeah. I don't know. The last couple of years, we haven't had lots of snow, enough to make it white, but we haven't had the crazy amounts that we've had in years past. Here we go. I'm going to put some glue on that knot to hold it in place. It's funny. I have been watching these moving to Canada and the culture shock videos on YouTube. And this one young woman from Nigeria was going on about how small the houses are here in Canada. And I'm thinking, well, if you had to heat a monstrosity in winter, you would realize why our houses are so much smaller than the ones in Nigeria. And people in Nigeria seem to build their own houses, whereas here, I guess we've got better building codes or more building codes. That it's just not quite the same. But I don't know. Have we decided what I want to do with this one? Anyone? Jan gets snow too, but it's a wet, heavy snow usually. Nobody's giving me answers as to what I want to do with this. I'm going to put this blue over here because I might use it again. I do have orange thread. Doop. See, can also doodle on them when you do this. A daisy chain. I could do a daisy chain. Whoa. Did you know when you drop a spool of thread, pulling it does not bring it back to you? You actually have to crawl underneath there and get it. There. This is why I like these things for my threads. They don't go anywhere. I guess I have lots I can do. Is enough for you? Yeah. I get it. I'm going to run this through the beeswax because I know that this is a very old thread. And it might be a bit of a sod. Do it again. One big kind of like a daisy in the middle is what I'm going for. And they're going to be chain stitches. And I'm going to do them double thread. You're in Ann Arbor? I had a carving friend that lived in Michigan. Haven't heard from her in years. Her and her husband were doing a road trip, and they came up and visited us. It was lovely. Okay, so we need sort of a circle of holes. What am I going to use as the circle? Are you too big? That's too big. Something smaller. I could use this for the petals, right in the middle. We're going to put it right in the middle. And I'm using the bottom of the glue, and I'm going where the points are. It's not a flat circle. I'll show you. I'll explain better in a minute. Gotta see what I'm doing, so I gotta stand up. Got them all? Nope, one more. One there. So this has the little points on it. I did a hole at each of the points. And I guess I need one in the middle. One in the middle. Roughly the middle. Oh, I have a stool underneath my desk so I can put my feet up. And it's on top of something. One of the feet's on top of something, so we've got a bit of a rocky noise happening. I apologize if it is annoying. Okay, so we're going to pull this through to the knot, and I am going to put that piece of tape on the knot. And it's okay if it goes through the other holes. All right. So, do you guys know how to do a daisy chain? If not, I will show you. You do a loop, right? You do a loop like this. You go into the center, back through the center, and then you go into one of the petal areas, and you pull the loop reasonably tight, so it's kind of like a chain, like that. One of the threads is not in sync here. One of my threads is tighter than the other. There we go. There we go. Okay, so you've got this little teardroppy type shape. So right now you're on the inside of the loop. You're going to go on the outside of the loop through that same hole, and you're going to tack that loop down. Oh, pulled it too tight. That's not what you want to do. You want it reasonably loose. So that you have the chain still there. Like this. Like that. Okay, so we'll do the next one. Go back to the middle. My threads don't seem to be even. This is what happens when you're using regular sewing thread and not embroidery floss. And if I'd have just used a single layer, it would have been different. Okay, so again, we do the loop. Nice big loop. Back through the center. Through the petal. And you go inside the loop. Oh, I missed one. I can go back and do it. Right? Go. I don't understand why my threads are not staying in sync. There's got to be a reason for that somehow. Okay, so you got the loop. A little bit tighter. So then you go across the end of the loop back into the same hole. and you pull it. Wow. It works. It's a whole different thing when you're doing it on fabric. It seems to stitch nicer. So then again, back through the center. We're going to go into that one that I missed. And you know what? They're going to be all loopy and wonky. You know what? That's going to be fine. Again, doing it on paper, you can do the same stitches. Not quite the same as doing it on fabric. So we're going to go into the next, that hole in between. And we want to make sure that we're inside the loop. Okay. Seriously, I know how to do this. It's just really weird that it's pulling differently on paper than it would on fabric. But it's okay. We'll make do. The thing is that it's still going to be a little embroidered piece that's going to be in somebody's journal or whatever, and they're going to go, what? Okay, I know you're at work, Monica. I get it. So back in the middle, there's a lot of petals on this. It's fine. Like I say, it's going to be loosey-goosey, and I am fine with that. Looking for the next hole. Make sure you're inside the loop. And again, I'm going to leave it looser. And across the end of the petal. Oh, thanks, Lee. Thank you. You got your vlog all done? Center. Oh, see? Hold it tight. We don't want it tight. Loosen that up. Loop. Ooh, got a big loop on the back. Where are you from? Okay, so this isn't going quite as I anticipated. It's not. It's me. It's not. Oh, my goodness. Got to see where that loop is from. I mean, it will be okay once it's all glued, down onto a journal page or a tag or a card. Nope. There we go. Okay, got it. Now let's loosen that up again. What am I going to make out of this? Teresa, I am just embroidering on scraps so that I've got odds and sods to use on tags, cards, whatever else. Just another way to use up scraps. Give them a little bit of interest. So I'm going to just rip off or cut out these pieces again. The reason I glued it onto this piece of paper is so that I've got more to hold onto to work with. because it's really hard to stitch down something little like that, or I find it difficult. Yeah, they could go on tags. They could go on ATCs in the corner of a journal, you know. Just playing, Teresa. I am just playing, and I'm coming up with suggestions for you guys using your scraps, how to bust some scraps. I know that this one would be difficult for you, given, having to thread needles. But the cool thing is if you use tapestry needles and yarn, you could still do a couple of stitches on something. Right? That you can play with it. You could add a bead, whatever. It's just another way of me using up all my scraps. And because all I've got right now are a few stitched hearts, it was time to, build up my junk stash. It's all about building up the junk stashes. It's okay. Yeah, I don't even have Facebook on right now. So I will have to check it after. Don't mean to bore you. There we go. I will definitely take a look at that when I'm done. This lazy daisy. Oh. So yeah, I'm leaving them pretty loosey goosey because I like the fact that you can see the loops in the petals. Anybody else going to do the wonky chonk exchange? I've got it posted in my group. You do one and send it, and you get one back. Got a few people signed up for that. It will be fun to see what everybody else does with their chunks. Does anybody else stitch on paper? I can't be the only one. Just curious. You haven't stitched on paper, but you will? It's fun. This Lazy Daisy, I have to admit, is a little frustrating, but it's still going to be really, really cute when it's done. Wonder if I've got hearts handy that I can show you. I use them fairly often. See the little stitching on the heart? Oh, look, I've got inchies in there. This one's got beads, stitched on little beads. This one has, that's all stitched. And then I put a sequin with a bead in the center. This one's just got a little bit of stitching around the edge. Just adds just a little bit of whimsy. Little bit of whimsy. I think this is beyond my capabilities now. Little bows like that. So, yep. Just another little something that is reasonably fast, simple, and you can just add. Hey, April, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Awesome, Lisa. I am doing some stitching on paper scraps just so that I've got more stuff to add to journals. Because you can never have enough stuff to add to a journal. Never enough. Okay. This one is that one. How you doing today, April? Those of you guys who are night owls, April streams later at night. You doing good? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, Lazy Daisies are a little bit funky. Doing them on paper. Look like spiders with many legs. It's doing good in my world. Air quality took a nosedive again, so I'm thankful I've got indoor projects to do forever and ever and ever. Okay. There? No. There. All right. Yeah, our air quality went to a 7 again. It was lovely Saturday and Sunday. I spent a lot of time outside. There we go. We have a Lazy Daisy on this here piece of paper. And I left the petals pretty loose so that you can see them. Mostly. We'll tie that off and put some glue on it. I went over the tape So we're going to leave the tape on. It's going to be glued down anyway. Nobody's going to see the back. Here we go. There we go. Cute little lazy daisy. I did a weaving, a zigzag, some French knots. Just having some fun. Having some fun. I have lots of embroidery floss, lots of different threads. Okay, so I want to use this glittery plastic thread. It's beautiful, but it's an absolute pig to work with. I think I'll use it with this blue. Seriously, it's a pig to work with. And I'm just going to do some little running stitches with this. And all these threads over here, if I don't use them up today, I will just add them to scrappy balls. I've got a beautiful little scrappy ball here that's all stitched down, ready to rock. So I'm going to turn that into a little pecker in a bit. Okay, so I've got the plastic one and the blue one. I'm glad that this is a big-eyed needle. Seriously. I can use it to put yarn through, so. But you see, like that plastic stuff, nasty, nasty, nasty. Seriously nasty. Tie them. Okay. So, it's through the needle. That plastic one wants to go somewhere of its own device, somewhere not where I need it. Okay, I want to tie a knot. I'm going to tie it far from the end because, seriously, that plastic stuff makes me nuts. You at work? Not a problem. I thank you for popping in and visiting. For sure, for sure. Okay. It's got a double knot. Yeah, when I complained to my sister and said, I know why you gave that plastic stuff to me, she laughed. Because really, obviously, she didn't like using it. Okay. Make sure that the threads are on the right side. See, we're having trouble here. You go that way and you go this way. All right, we're just going to do some running stitches. A couple of 2 or 3 rows of running stitches on here. You know what, I'm going to poke the holes. Poke the holes. And I am not going for perfect. I make junk journals. Junk journals, art journals. So we're going to start this corner. just doing a running stitch, just because we can. Really? Yeah. This is a pretty thick paper. It's from an old cookbook. And I figured it would be really nice and sturdy to... Can you see the little sparkle in that? It's a beautiful thread. It's beautiful stuff. It's just an absolute pig. And I am being polite. Those of you who have seen me use this before know how I feel about it. Hey, Brenda. You still on errand run? Nope. This one. Oh. Come. This way. Then you get a knot in the other thread that you're not having a problem with. I don't know where I got this ball of crochet cotton from, but it's like somebody pulled something back. It's got those kinks in it, like somebody pulled something back and rolled it into this ball. So I probably should have run that through the beeswax as well, but I did not. Thinking that, I should be able to do these few little stitches without too much trouble. How wrong I am. Yep. Why are you all twisty? Note to self, don't second guess and just relax. But you can see this plastic stuff has a total mind of its own, and it's going totally some other way. It's like a toddler. Oops. Well, that one has an extra hole because I didn't count my pokies. Okay, I'm going to ignore that hole. And when I use it, I'll cover it up with a little flower or something. So if you're going to do a running stitch, make sure you have even a number of holes, because if you've got an odd one, then I would probably have to stitch across, and I didn't want to do that. uh, again, guys. My word. It's okay. I have patience. Shh. Okay, let's see if I can even out this thread stuff again. Look, that silly plastic junk isn't even through my needle anymore. Mind of its own. Mind of its own. We'll just do this again. I hear my sister laughing at me. There we go. All right. I only have like one, one more stitch to do. And I had to rethread that silly plastic thread. My goodness. There we go. But it's got that nice little sparkle. So this one I'm going to leave like this. I'll tie a knot. I'll ignore that little hole up there. Not a problem. Like I say, I can put a little flower or something up there. Maybe a bead with a sequin. Something a little bit fun. And again, that plastic thread is doing its own thing. I got a big loop of it down here. What are you doing, plastic thread? We're not sure what it's doing. Mind of its own. Totally. Ha! Go figure. All right. We're going to tie that in a knot. I'll put a drop of glue on both ends to hold it in place. Yeah, I don't know how you would sew with this in an embroidery machine. I can imagine it getting bunged up so many times. Like, seriously. You know what? Where's the beeswax? Might as well, while I've got the needle threaded, let's just run it both through the beeswax. See if that's going to help anything. Oh, look. That silly thread stretched. Hello. Nice. Nice, Jen. Sending you all kinds of positive thoughts, my love. So we've done this one and a little weaving one. That crazy daisy flower that lazy daisy, it takes a while. And this one, maybe I want to do that blue and that sparkly stuff on the black. But I'm just going to do a few really, really big stitches. This is just so weird. so weird. I'm going to cut that extra 4 inches off because it's stretched. I haven't made zucchini bread in forever. Problem is then I would eat it. And my hips don't need it. So then I would freeze it, and then I would eat it even more because it's frozen. Is his wife coming with him or just your brother? This one too. I'm just going to do a random row of stitches. We're going to start with 10 stitches just down the side of that. I do like the sparkle on that. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Minimal traveling, yeah. Understandable. We're not getting any younger. And he is your older brother, I believe, if I'm right. But it'll be nice to see him, I'm sure. Okay, so that silly plastic thread has bubbled up again. Look. I don't know if you can see it. Look how kinky that silly thread went for me stretching it. Now I have fun. 78 next week. Oh, cool. You're going to have a big family dinner? Okay, I think I need another row of this going back the other way. That thread is awful. The air around me is kind of blue. Hey, Beth, nice to see you, hon. I am just doing some stitching on some scraps just to add to the bin of things to add to journals. So, just some little bits that I can just tear off and use. How you doing, Beth? You doing good? All right. All right. I'm using that stupid plastic thread and cursing it like brutally. Okay, this is the last one I'm doing with this thread because seriously, I'm done. How are the storms, Beth? Last time you were here, you had to leave due to storm, I believe. Oi, 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 oi. Look, that silly metallic thread. It's just... Breathe, Kim, just breathe. You're okay. No storms today? Excellent. Okay, seriously, where are you from? God, big loop of that silly metal plastic thread. This is the last stitch. And then I'm going to take this stuff and I'm going to wrap it on one of those scrappy balls over there so that... Oh. But it's so pretty, you know? Like it's got such a nice little sparkle to it. Can't see it, but it does. It's got like a lovely, lovely little sparkle to it. Yeah, my one of my other sisters is in hospital right now. Lost one in May. Got another one, or the one in Alberta was in the hospital right around that time as well. Now my sister here is in the hospital. It's a bad year for sisters, I tell you. Okay, Andrea, thanks for popping in. Take care, hon. I'm going to add that stupid plastic and blue to this one. Thanks, John. Look, it didn't even stay with that blue to wrap around the... yeah, it's been a rough go. It's still a rough go. Can't get to the hospital to see her with the air quality. And then on days the air quality is good, she's not up to visitors, so it's making me crazy. There. Don't know if that will show when I get the scrappy ball all done, but it's there for now. All right, let's put some glue on that. You work part-time at the end? Some days I miss working, other days it's like, oh, I just want to spend the day in bed, so I do. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Having some fun here. That's awesome, Beth. Yeah, yeah. Well, John, you know, you've met me in real life. Okay, this one needs something fun. I would do another daisy thing on it, but no, not gonna happen. I've got this orange thread. What if I just do like a starburst kind of thing with orange? I like that. I like it. It's orange on the spool, but when I think I used it for that one. I want something really bright for in that one. This isn't going to do it for me either. Let's use some embroidery floss. That close to that orange. Something a little bit brighter, maybe. Huh? No. Okay, I'm going to use this one. I don't think I need that much of it, so we'll go to there. Am I fuzzy? No. Are you still there listening? All right. You making thumbnails? I admire everybody who's got their thumbnails and their great headers and that kind of stuff. I love it, but I'm just done. I would just like to come and do this with my messy desk and walk away from it. No showmanship here, guys. No showmanship here. Just here to play and hopefully inspire folks. Yep. That's good, Beth. That's good. It is. How's your garden doing, folks? Anybody got a garden? And how's it going? Let me just start over there. And I'm just going to do like a big... You know how you used to draw stars and snowflakes as a kid? Your desk is clean and tidy after every build? I can... mine is not. And I apologize to anybody who it makes crazy, my desk being the way it is. See, I'm just doing one of them star kind of things. Because it's kind of fun. Yeah. I agree. I'm always down here and I'm always doing stuff. And I think that a big part of it being like this is because, again, paper, thread, like I mix and match so often. Okay. Where are you two? This one goes to that one. That one. I have a mess back here, and I'm trying to figure out where. Oh, see? Nope. It's got this big loop, and it's got a knot in it. So I'm trying to figure out where. Okay, you go to there. You go to here. You go where? I'm going backwards. It goes to there. Okay. You got 4 workbenches to work on? That's nicely. I do have other places to work, but because we had to do the main beam of our house twisted, so Ron ripped out a bunch of the walls down here, and they haven't gone back up yet, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it. So a lot of my stuff is all piled up where it shouldn't be. But he's planning on putting the walls back up. See, that's kind of cute. Just simple, right? Just simple. So when I'm away in October, he's going to rebuild the walls. So I have to gut this place so that there's nothing. So he's got room. Yeah. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left on this one to do, and then this other page. But I hope that this has given you guys ideas. I really do. Well, thanks, April. All right. So you guys tired of watching me stitch? What should we play with? I have a feeling we should play with something different. Something different. I can finish these later. What else do we do with scraps? Yeah, very simple stitches. The thing is like when I do my journals, they're really maximalist. So I can get away with having something simple like this because it just adds to the additional work that it looks like in the journals, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Any sense whatsoever. What I could do is, remember when we did those dangles out of bread tabs? Those plastic bread tag things? I have a whole bunch sitting over here. And I have more because I covered a whole bunch in paper. In the paper, so that I just have to decorate it. This spilled at the back here. So bits and bits and bits and bits. Lots of bits. You could cover those with some paper. While we're here, we got scraps out. And I don't know if you guys are here for it or not. I will show you what they look like. Maybe. I saw them on Instagram and have to try them. So basically, you take your bread tag like that, and you put paper on it, and then you use a grommet of some sort in them through the holes, and then you put a bulb pin on with a bead or whatever, and a little bit of bling, and they're done. And they make very, very cute little dangles. I was actually thinking that they would be really cute hanging off the end of a paper clip, right? Because I did those paper clips. You just tied a little bit of yarn on the end, and it was really, really cute. Wherever they are, they're gone. Anyway, but I thought maybe if I put them on the end of a paper clip, or if you've got a page tab and you need a little dangle hanging, very, very cute, very sturdy. The only thing is doing the grommets. I tried one of those hand punch grommets. I found that I needed to use my hammer, and the punch kind worked better for them. So, yeah, let's throw some paper on these bits and do that. One of our bakeries has gone to cardboard ones. It feels to be a little bit thicker. Well, no, probably the same as the plastic. But anyway, let's just cover those in bits of paper so that I can punch them and decorate them when I've got chance. I did have a bunch of them that I had covered in paper. I just don't know where they are. This is a cute piece of purple. And I can get away with just a piece like this. So let's just lop that off. Getting dark there? Yeah. We've had a bit of rain today too. It was nice. Although Ron had plans on doing stuff outside. All right. Nice little purple one. We're going to just add the glue and it's always nice to have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't mind the storms either. We get some absolutely incredible thunderstorms here. Because we're on the prairies, although now I've got huge trees in my yard. And yes, I planted them intentionally, but we don't get to see them the way we used to. You had sun all day? Nice. You got crazy heat there too right now, don't you, Lee? I know that the UK has had a bit of a heat wave, and you guys don't have air conditioning the way we have here. All right, so I'm just going to trim the edges. So So basically, like I say, you take a piece of paper and you fold your bread tab up in it, and then use a hole punch and punch the hole. And then it's ready for the grommet and decorating. Fast, simple, and really cute. I think they're really cute. Ooh, I wonder if not quite big enough to do this guy. This was from a potato bag. I'll be able to do a really interesting big decorative piece on that bottom. Just gonna cut these pokey things off the side. Better, much better. Should do that with the bread ones too, I think. All right, let's try to use up this bit of scraps because I got lots. And aside from doing those postcards yesterday, I really haven't been using my full sheets of paper. Used to storm chase? Yeah, we went out the other day. We had tornado warning here, and we went out the other day, but it was sunny. Got some beautiful rainbows. There was a double rainbow took pictures of. Something about the power. Just after we bought our new vehicle, there was a storm, and Ron said, we could stay away from it if we're in this area. I said, okay, let's go. Well, we caught the edge of it, hail and all that stuff. So we got hail dings, and we'd only had the vehicle for a week, maybe-ish, maybe two. Yeah, I love some good thunderstorms. I really do. Hey, Carol, welcome, welcome. You wanted to see the mural that I was doing. Ron took a picture of it for me. I can show you. That's what I'm working on. That's the way it was originally. The pink flowers were different. I changed them up. You can see I still need to do the dragon is still really, really worn. And across the bottom is still really worn. But that's the mural that I'm doing. And that's a full-size garage door, but we don't use it as a door. So yeah. Thanks. You're gluing animals? Oh yeah, getting ready for sales coming. I was stitching scraps of paper so I can just rip them off and throw them in journals or whatever. That's what I started doing. And then I used this plastic metallic thread, and it's a real pig to work with. So I kind of got ticked off, and so now I'm doing bread tab dangle things. You know. You know how I operate. 110. Awesome. 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 Oh, that didn't punch very nicely. Do that again. Try it again, Sam. Still need to do inventory? Yeah. Well, I'm going to be putting a grommet through that anyway. I can trim this purple down just a little bit. So yeah, I'm just covering them in scrap paper, and this is kind of what they look like when they're done. Little grommet, little bit of bling, and a bulb pin. Might as well use up what I can. You know what? Let's use some of this envelope stuff. Those of you who are unaware, Carol does her family does craft sales, or like the big Christmas craft shows, and they do these really fun wooden critters. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out which is going to be the best way for me to go here. And they actually do have an advent calendar of wooden critters. And the advent calendar is stunning, absolutely stunning. Yeah, 10 stores now. Wow, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's awesome. It's really awesome. Okay, trim this down. Trim it down just a bit. So come the holiday season, they're busy every weekend, and they've got their machines running, cutting out stuff, and Carol's got to stain them all, and crazy, absolutely crazy. I mean, we used to sell ornaments like wooden Christmas ornaments at the Hudson Bay in downtown Winnipeg, but that was with a scroll saw, and they were all hand painted. But I can't, that took an awful lot of time. I can't imagine having 10 stores to do. I really cannot. But that's really cool. That's cool that you can run that machine yourself now, though, so that you're not waiting for this stuff to get done for you. Oh, I'm going to have fun decorating these. Maybe I'll have them done for tomorrow and I can show you guys. Ah, thanks, Monica. Thank you, hon. I switched over to doing um, bread tag dangles. So you take your bread tags and you cover them in paper, put a grommet on. You know, another thing of plastic that doesn't necessarily have to go into our landfills. Okay, interesting green here. Oh, they would make interesting stitch markers. Hmm. The problem being is I would have to make the cut into there, and I wouldn't be able to use a grommet, but they would be interesting stitch markers. I think so too. I was thinking they'd be really cute on paper clips. Like I say, if you had a paper clip and it was hanging on your, if it was on your page, then you had the dangle. Whoop, slid on to do this. Fumble fingers today. Right? So it was like this, so that if you had this on the edge of your page, or even at the top of your page, that could hang off the end and be kind of cute. My thread holders? Yeah, Ron, we've got the museum where we used to sell our work. He's got a standing order. They always order these from him. So I've got lots of them. Because every time he makes them, it's like, yeah, I need a couple more. It's like for the quilters because it's the museum and they do a lot of quilting because it's a Mennonite museum. So the ladies auxiliary kind of thing goes in twice a week and they stitch quilts and then they raffle them off or sell them in the gift shop there. And so they um, had some, and then because we had the woodworking there, like his turnings and things, they asked if he could make them. And so they use them for the ladies who do the quilting, and they also have some in the gift shop. So yeah, they're nice, like they've got the little thing at the bottom so that you can just pull the thread, especially if you're hand quilting. It's not rolling all across and falling on the floor and you have to chase it. So that, just kind of locks it in place. The one that he built me for myself, um, he put magnets in the end so I could have my needles. Yeah. You know what? It sure saves you chasing your thread like I was doing earlier with that orange. You drop the spool and I know you know. You watched me climb under my desk, or you heard me anyway. But yeah, no, I love these thread holders. I really do. I do have a couple of quilts. I've got the tops. I haven't done the backs. Now that I've got sewing machine, I can actually get those finished more than likely. And of course, the kids are saying, "Mom, I need a new quilt." All right. Got that upside down. Use your tools correctly and they'll actually work. Again, I'm not too worried about, oh, that's nowhere near centered. I might have to use a bigger grommet on this one. It's okay. I have grommets. Teresa Hun, are you okay? I'm having trouble deciphering that. I've watched me to get to your beading thread. Oh, you've watched you climb and undo things. Yes. Yes. I was getting it. It took me a while, but I was getting it. It's okay. It's okay. I just needed to know that you were okay. That's all. We're good. I'm concerned with you being there alone, and having just had surgery. I'm gonna check. Had to check. That's all. Make sure you're good. Yeah, Teresa does those beaded Christmas ornaments. Like she does the beading around the bulb ornaments, the ball ornaments. Absolutely beautiful. I have tried that and I'd get too frustrated. Just a little pain in the neck. Yeah. I could see how that would make fingers numb. It's all connected. All connected. See, if you press it hard enough, you can actually see the outline of the tag, but that makes it really nice and stiff. We're all connected to, yes, we are. We have a fabulous community here. I appreciate everybody who comes and spends time with me. I'm going to have fun decorating them. I like working on these little things, especially if I get to put some bling and stuff on them. And look, this purple scrap, it's all done now. I've used it all up. a wonderful thing. This is from the print I used yesterday. Let's use some of this. We do have a great community, Lee. We do. Jan's mom was from the UK too as well, Lee. Both our mums were war brides. New Year's Zoo Crew. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what we're doing for New Year's this year. Yes. I understand that one. I do. Oh, you have an alter ego, my friend. That's like on my group, I keep getting this stuff from Anonymous. And I know darn well who Anonymous is because she keeps telling me who it is. And it's like, it's kind of cool having a mysterious friend. But I don't know why all of a sudden there are some days when she posts, it comes through as her, and other days it's as an anonymous. And it's just weird. Just weird, I tell you. Oh, it will ask if you want to post as anonymous. Ooh, does that mean I can stalk people, kinda? If I don't want them to know who I am? When I'm watching, but then you have to have been subscribed for X number of time in order to chat, so that's weird. Kinda. Wow. That's something I've never explored. Because usually if I'm going to somebody's channel and I'm going to chat, then it's I feel that it's more polite that they know it's me in case they're going, who is this whack job? You know. Yes, hello, it is me. Yeah. That's crazy, Lee. I have two screens, one computer. I think I would get very confused. I would be typing the wrong thing in the wrong. Do you know how when you're chatting with two or three people and you type something in and you send it and then you go, oh, wrong person, especially if it's somebody that you know really well and you don't have any problem using strong language with them, like my kids or, family. Five webcams. Wow. You're getting coffee? Nice. I struggle with one webcam. And it's here. And yep. Thinking about it. And I don't even know how to run this one properly, because if I turn this to look at me, it's upside down. And I don't understand that, because I know I've got it flipped so that this is actually my right hand on the right hand side of the screen and the left. When I watch other people who video, it's reversed a lot of the times. Like the printing on their t-shirts and stuff is backwards. So I've got that part figured out. I just don't know how. But I mean, mine's kind of in a fixed location to be flat right there. It stays where it is so that it's the kind of the center of my desk. Your dad said because it's your back, you're backwards. Ah, okay. I don't. I don't have a GoPro. Well, your dad may say because you're backwards, Teresa. I just laugh and say, well, I think I was conceived on the side of a hill because I'm off balance. And you also have to remember I live on the flat prairies, so it's all a mystery. All a mystery. You got camera arms? I mean, when I was trying to do the cooking one, I had a really nice kind of setup. But then StreamYard said that I have to pay if I want to use it. And so, because I had paid for it in the past so that we could do multi streams, when I was doing the Feral Artist Group. Nice. Nice. Mine is fixed. I tried doing a video of the mural before I started it. And I think it's private because nobody saw that it was there. It's like a 40-second thing. Technology frustrates me. Give me some scissors and glue and just leave me be. Let's use a different envelope. Guts. Look, guys, I'm using up scraps. And I mean, I'm using lots of big sized pieces, which is very cool. Oh, technology, yeah. Tacky glue. I use this Elmer's glue all most of the time. Most of the time, it's what I use. but it obviously does not work with super glossy magazine page, which is really kind of sad because there's some really cool things in that magazine that I got that my girlfriend gave me. And if I fussy cut them out, I might have to glue them onto sticker paper first or double side tape them down to sticky on um, sticker paper. And then I could, because then I could tape the entire back of a rectangle, right? And then put it down on the stuff. And then I could fussy cut out the image and do it that way. That tacky, is that Eileen's tacky glue? Aileen's, Ailee, or something like that. Is that the one, Lee? I was using Weld Bond. It worked really good when I was doing mosaics. But I think it's too heavy for like paper bits. Okay, yeah. See, I find that I can't squeeze those bottles. I don't have the strength in my hands to squeeze that stuff out anymore. It absolutely makes my hands absolutely ache if I use that for any length of time. Especially since I've been doing all this sissy craft stuff, right? Oh, you use it with a brush? Oh, that would probably work really nice. I do have a silicone glue brush somewhere. But yeah, that is a good glue. I guess I could always use like a Gorilla Glue as well. Wow, I don't know if a bulb pin's even going to work on that. I might have to use a safety pin. Anyway, one more. And then these guys are done. I need something with fun colors. Fun colors. Oh, look. That's fun. Yep. I can probably cut a good strip off this end. Oh, yeah. I'm going to glue that in this. Way back in February, I started doing Create with Becca's, like Becca's heart prompts. I got up to day 6, and that was it. I do have the list, and this is the book I was doing it in. I found this book because I was cleaning. And so I've just been sticking fun bits like this in there randomly. So I want to finish that heart challenge in this book. Random bits. I'll get to the hearts eventually. Thanks, Sherry. I posted it earlier before everybody was here. Pop yours in again, too, if you like. Pop all the links. All the links. Jan, is it puzzle night for you tonight? Are you still here, hon? We haven't done a puzzle since, well, Christmas. We only usually do it around the holidays, and then we go crazy. We do 1,000-piece puzzle in a day, and we'll do about 6 of them, and then we're done for the year. All right. All right, all right. What are you working on right now, Sherry? The last picture you sent me was a picture of your cat in the middle of your desk, helping. I didn't ask you what you were playing with. I like to know what other people are playing with. Of course, I always have a lot of projects on at once. But I'm so glad I got to start on that mural. Oh, seriously, that was making me crazy because I have the paint for it. I just haven't had the weather that I could do it. Sherry, are you going to join the cat swap? The wonky chunk swap? It's okay. I know the thing about glue, with glue, and I get it. I do. Carol's filling orders. Jan, what have you been working on lately? I don't know if Jan's still here, if she's off with her granddaughter. Lee's doing vlogs and editing. I got my dangle things ready to decorate. And I like the sound of them because they are plastic. Yeah, that one's definitely way off to the side. It's okay. You know, it's fine. It's just fine. Let's glue that into that book and this little piece into that book. And I got these lovely, grungy pieces of. I'm gonna put those in this book too. Oh, you're working on a kit. Awesome. Where do you get your kits from, Lee? Like, is there a hobby store in your town that you can get stuff at? We used to have a place in Steinbach, which is a city just southeast of us. It's about 20 miles away. And they carried all those kits and things. Okay, nice. Like I was saying, like, so it was a hobby store, but they also had things for home decor. So they had flooring. Oh, which side do I want? Flooring and wallpaper, all that kind of stuff as well. But they had a great hobby section. I could get all kinds of paints, canvases, mediums. They had all the train stuff, a lot of remote control things, games, like board games and things, Lego. Yeah, it was a great hobby store. Absolutely fantastic. And then they had a fire and the store burnt to the ground. So now they've opened up another one. And I went in there the other day to get some paints and very, very disappointed. There's another one in another town about 3 hours from us. And they had a fire that next season. It was just very strange. So I don't know what um, what their store would be like, but I sure appreciated going to the smaller retailers for my art supplies. There is a store in Winnipeg that I do go to. It's called Artist Emporium. I used to work there in the early 80s, mid 80s, I guess. But I didn't come home with very big paychecks because it was both arts and crafts. And I did a lot of knitting and crocheting at the time, a little bit of painting, not so much. Lots of knitting, crocheting, that kind of thing. So I would get some incredible yarns at discount prices for working there. So yeah, my paychecks were great. All right. Do I have any other little bits on my desk that can go here? See, there's a nice little heart. This is what I'm talking about. Little heart, stick it down and sew on a sequin and a bead. Very cute. Very, very cute. All right. That's in. This needs work. I have many projects. Hey, nice to see you, Liz. You made $5 in the store in July? Awesome. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? Oh, I was gluing this one in as well. It's better than nothing. How big a tourist base do you have there, Liz? See, when I was selling at the museum, I did really, really well because it's a museum and lots of tourists. Lots of tourists. I guess you can go here. Do you do the big craft sales and stuff too, Liz? Like the Christmas shows? All right. So this is what I started with. Stitching on little scraps of paper. The reason they're on this is because it's easier to hold on to a big piece of paper than just stitch on little scraps. So I got a few done, and then I was using this stupid plastic thread. It's a nightmare to work with. So I got kind of frustrated and moved on to doing these, which when they're done, they are these. They're bread tags, like the things, plastic tags for closing your bread bags. So you cover them in paper, punch a hole, put in a grommet, add a little bit of bling and a bulb pin, and they make great little dangles. So I was saving them up, and I got here. Oh, there's some in here. Oh, look. Some are covered. Are they all covered? They are covered. All right. So these are ready to rock, to be decorated. This one needs a trim. Actually, I'll just do this side a little bit. This one's a wobble cut. I like it. And I'll just do this edge because the white's showing. The white's showing. Guess I could edge them. Never thought of edging them till now. But yeah, so I've got all these little things to decorate. I did this stitching. I showed the mural that I was working on. And this little book is all envelopes. I like making these little envelope books. This one I actually had started to do along with Becca in February, where she gives you all the prompts, and it was Heart Month, so they're all hearts. I only got up to day 6, so I have to finish this. So this is going to be like a little heart art journal thing, and that's about it. That is about it. Nobody's sharing with me what they're working on aside from Lee. Lee has been doing vlogs and things for his channel. Right. So, guys, it has been 2 hours and 41 minutes. I think that I'm kind of in the boring stage. You guys watched me cover these little bits, and you watched me struggle with the slow stitching. 5,000 normal, then who knows how many in summer? Yeah. That's okay. What's the nearest, like, town? Like, are you right in town, or what's close to you, Liz? I know that you're in southern Alberta. Yes. Thanks for being here, Carol. Thanks, Lee. Nice to see you. It's late there for you. It's getting on to 10 o'clock. South BC at U.S. border. Okay. Oh, yeah. So then you should get some decent tourist travel. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a day. 2 hours and 42 minutes here. I'll be back tomorrow. 9:28. Yes. 6 hours difference. 6 hours difference. Awesome. I'll be back tomorrow going live at 12:45. And I'm going to think of some other way to use scraps. Surprise! Big hugs to you all. Take care now. Bye.